I'll begin this episode with a quote about failure. You ready? I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan. You're ready to quit your podcast because your last episode pulled 37 downloads. Let that sink in, because it's not nearly as much of an ego wound as you might think. You're listening to somebody who spent more than 25 years in broadcast radio, much of that time with a 2-time Marconi Award-winning radio station. And when I launched my first ever proper podcast with that radio station, I'm not talking about a broadcast that was just thrown lazily onto an RSS feed. I'm talking about an actual podcast. My first few episodes didn't even get 37 downloads, okay? And even this podcast, Your Mic, a show for aspiring and new podcast hosts, there were episodes where I would only get 2 or even 3 downloads. All right. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see episodes with just a handful of views. And guess what? That's okay. But back to Michael Jordan. He didn't walk into the league as Air Jordan. In high school, he got cut from varsity. He had to grind his way back. Later, when Nike signed him in the mid-'80s, they weren't the empire they are now. They were a running shoe company taking a huge swing on a rookie guard out of Chicago. Nike forecasted that they might sell $3 million worth of Air Jordan product in 4 years. Instead, they did around $126 million in the first year alone. But it only happened because Jordan kept shooting when it was ugly. 9,000 misses, hundreds of losses, 26 blown game-winning shots. That's an entire career made mostly a failure with a highlight reel edited after the fact. Now, your show is somewhere between shot 1 and maybe shot 50. And you're acting like a single bad game means you should hang up the jersey. You post 10 episodes with inconsistent release dates, weak titles, no real promotion, and then look at a dashboard that says 31 plays and treat it like a verdict on your own potential. It's not a verdict. It's your preseason. And I may or may not be talking to myself in addition to you. Now, rule number 1, commit to a season instead of an episode. Pick a number. Maybe for you, that season is 100 episodes bi-weekly. Until you hit that number, quitting is off the table. No negotiation whatsoever. You are not allowed to quit. You can pivot format, you can tighten up your topics, you can change your cover art, but you do not stop showing up until you get to 100 episodes. My friend DC Gomez, who is an incredible fiction author, even put this to the test. She wanted to see if she can make it to 100 episodes, and she did. She's like well past that now. You can go back and listen to that episode from late spring, early summer of 2025. Now, back to Jordan. You review the tape. Jordan watched film. You have got to re-listen to your own show once a month like you're grading somebody else. No self-hating allowed. Just pick one thing you are going to tweak next time. Maybe it's the cold open. Maybe it's the structure. Maybe it's a crutch word like a you know, or right? Maybe you tweak the call to action. One adjustment per game. Don't get crazy. Just pick one thing that has been bothering you since you started listening to your episodes. You got to eat your peas if you want to improve. I tell this to clients all the time. Eat your peas. Listen to your show. Also, you got to judge effort and shot quality, not just the scoreboard. Was the topic sharp for your niche? Did you open strong? Did you give one clear next step? If yes, that's a good shot, even if it rimmed out at 25 plays. Bad episodes are the ones where you mailed it in. Now, when it comes to your closing CTA, you don't necessarily earn the right to complain about only 37 downloads until you've missed your 9,000 shots. Now, we're not talking 9,000 actual podcast episodes. That would take well over 20 years if you were to try for 9,000 episodes with a weekly cadence, okay? What's your version of 9,000 shots? Now, if you want a game plan so that those shots actually get you somewhere, email me, Freddy with a Y at speakpodcasting.com. I'd love to send over the official Speak Podcasting roadmap. It's the official framework that we use to help clients get from 0 to 1 so that they're not just launching a scrappy show, they're turning their podcast into a real asset. And if you find this episode useful, please share with the aspiring podcast host in your life. Thanks for listening.